Red baby bubby buggy bumpers.
We gotta warm up.
Seashells by the seashore. Blah,
Red
blah,
leather,
blah.
yellow leather, mwah, mwah. Red leather, yellow leather.
Where's the mwah mwah from?
Mwah,
I like that one.
I don't know. It's one of those vocal exercises.
Okay.
Yeah, so the sinus pressure and the headphones aren't helping. So if I sound weird or I'm yelling, that's why. So.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, let's kick
sometimes
this
you just
bitch
gotta
off.
yell it out. Okay. This full ride on the struggle bus in the front row because, of course, we changed the clocks, which every year when we change the clock, twice a year when we change the clocks, right, there's always the articles in the paper and the news are, should we do it, should we not? And I would like not to. You are blessed with that now.
It's nice.
But then you get you get maybe 2/3 of the people that want one way and then 1/3 of the people that want it the other way. And can somebody just figure it out? Just
do it and just say, this is how it is. If you don't like it, too bad. Move to Russia.
You're never going to please everybody. Yeah, go.
And you know what it's like? There's all these explanations of why they originally did it. And it's like, it's just, no, that's not the real reason. It's like, just stop.
I don't
It
care
doesn't matter.
why we did it.
We can live in
don't do it anymore.
We're not farmers anymore. So I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
So, and then you're right. Like then California voted on it and it passed. And then, the whole, I'm only just a bill sitting here on Capitol Hill, and it sat on Capitol Hill and then it went away. The poor little bill. He never became a law, the poor little thing.
And I'm gonna be
that's just what happened.
Someday. Yes, I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill. Well, okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's like, oh, you gain an hour of sleep, but you lose an hour of light. It's like, who cares? Who cares? I had an interesting one on, we listen to the radio station at work and they give little news updates. We had a quicksand warning.
Wait, what?
I'm like, what?
That's a real thing?
Quicksand warning. Yes.
It's a real thing?
It's a real thing. And it's apparently over by Lake Powell in the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area along the Utah-Arizona border, a.k.a. Lake Powell. Okay. Especially in drainages and shorelines, hidden water-saturated sand can appear dry on top but may suddenly give way. High-risk areas include lake shorelines, riverbanks, and drainages throughout the Glen Canyon area. Look for mushy or unusually soft ground that may appear dry on the surface. If trapped, stay calm. Avoid frantic movements. Experts suggest attempting to lean back and swim or float to distribute your weight. Are we in a $6 Million Man episode? Quicksand? Really? Quicksand.
I always think of the scene from Blazing Saddles where he's like, feel for the railroad shack.
Yeah. I think Wonder Woman did it. I think everybody had a quicksand episode. Help me, I'm sinking into the quicksand.
I feel like you should go see it for research purposes.
Throw a rock in there.
Drive on out.
Like a sinkhole.
You get
I got a couple more. I think the Fritos people heard me bitching about the cost of Fritos.
Price went down.
Yeah. I was pretty excited about that. The people have spoken. We want our Fritos and we're not paying $6 for them. And lastly, why can't people still figure out chip card readers when they're paying for something in the store?
Because every store is different where you put it in.
Slide it, swipe it, or tap it. And I tell people
every store's machine is different.
They're like this. Tap, tap. I'm like, look for the fish. Look for the fish. They're like, the fish? I go, it looks like little fish scales. Oh, okay. I said, that's my hot tip of the day. Look for the fish.
Look for the fish.
Look for the fish. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
I need
what
to go
got.
get my card. I need to go get my tap card because my debit card doesn't have the tap on it. Or I just use my phone. But it would be nice to have it on the card in case I
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the scary thing is like people pull their card out and they like barely get near it. It's all beep. It's like, oh, yep, well,
Yeah.
it's done.
Too late.
It heard you.
It has taken your money
It's
that
taking your
fast.
money. All right. So today's topic. Now, growing up in Southern California, we had something right down the freeway. So it didn't
Yes, we did.
involve a whole planning a whole trip.
It didn't.
It was something to do on the weekends, and that was Disneyland. So we're going to take a little time to reminisce and talk about all things Disney.
Uh, at first, I like kind of initially thought like, right, like we could probably get through this, and this will be a short episode. There's not too much to talk about, but then you forget it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? What about? There's too much.
There's a lot.
First, I would like to start off with, I have a visual. Let's see if we can get this. That's
Is
me.
that you with Winnie the Pooh?
Me and Pooh Bear.
And how old are
I'm
you?
rocking the Vans. I don't know, 5.
That is so cute. So cute.
So there's kind of a story though with this particular Winnie the Pooh. I don't think it moved from that position and shape for about 5 minutes. So I don't know if the character was trying to. Look at this was back in the 70s, 1975. I was 5.5 years old. I don't know what was wrong with this particular Pooh. But it didn't move. It didn't interact.
Was there a person in there? It wasn't a statue?
No, there was a person in there, I think. I mean, presumably. I just don't know if, like, they were super tired that day, or maybe perhaps were stoned, or...
Because usually they're very animated. They're waving at people. They're like,
Yeah, and this one was not. It was not. Anyways, so that was, I thought my little pigtails going, my little mock turtleneck. Why am I wearing green stripes, red pants, and a blue hoodie?
Because we didn't care back then. We
colorful,
just put on whatever.
colorful kid.
You're like, I want to wear my favorite shirt and my favorite pants and my favorite shoes. So it used to be where...
The pigtails right here, though, were... that was nails.
That's epic. It used to be that you were lucky if you saw one of the characters out and about in the park and you could get a picture. Now they have like appointments where, okay, Mickey will be at the blah, blah, blah palace from this time to this time for photos. And you got a huge line of people, that kind of stuff. But it used to be, oh, I saw Mickey, and you were lucky if you saw, a character. So...
You used to get the autograph books, and they'd autograph them.
Yeah. So
and then you go back. You go look through your autograph books and look at the Mickey Mouse signatures, and they were all different.
Oh yeah.
Like if you go over the years,
scribble. So when we were kids, we went to Disney World. I vaguely remember. I must have been like 3 or 4, and at Disney World, there's a restaurant, or there used to be, I don't know if there still is, in the Magic Castle, Cinderella's Magic Castle. And I remember we ate there, and I remember the waiter telling me, well, if you don't finish all that, you got to go to the dungeon. And I was like, what? And, being a 3 or 4-year-old, it kind of scared me a little. And, of course, it was hilarious to everybody at the table. And I was like, fuck you. I'm 3, but fuck you. Don't do that. And then it became a story for the ages. So then, the first time we go to Disneyland, my mom's walking around the castle and up and down and in and out. Where's the restaurant? Where's the restaurant? And we're I'm like, I don't know. She finally asks an employee, and it was literally there's no basement in the Alamo moment. They're like, there's no restaurant. Well, at Disney World. Well, yeah, Disney World has different things than Disneyland. So that was a whole scene there. So, but anytime someone would come to visit, I mean, we went to
Yep.
Disneyland a lot. A lot.
A lot. Now, Catholic school days was the best. So, Catholic school spring break was always opposite whatever local public
Right.
school spring break was. So they had special discounted Catholic school tickets that you could get that were a little less expensive, and then you could go, and the park was always way less
Right.
crowded because everybody else was in school. That's when we went all the time. Catholic school days was
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, I think
Now there are no days that are less crowded.
well, we were always off, I think, the week after Easter because they had to church us up during Holy Week. And
Probably, yeah.
I think the public schools were off the week of
The
Easter.
week before,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it kind of made it, so things weren't crowded. Now, grad night.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Oh, it was awful.
So grad night, do they
Yep,
even
they
still
still
do?
do it.
They still do it. So
Oh yeah, they still do it. Yeah.
it was every high school in Southern California basically was there.
Yep.
You had to dress nice. We had to wear like nice clothes. You couldn't just go in. There was a dress code.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
dress code, and we'd get there at 11 o'clock at night is when they let
Yeah, it
us
was
in.
like
10 or
It
11.
was after hours. It was all night. So you
Yeah.
were there all night.
Yeah.
And I just remember that's when they had Videopolis, which is now, I think, Toontown. I think they made Toontown over there.
Think so? Yeah.
And Wang Chung played at our grad night.
Did they?
Yes, they
Wow. I don't remember.
did. Because
I just remember
you always got a band.
Yeah, I just remember driving home thinking I'm not going to make it. Like I'm going to fall asleep at the wheel.
Well, I was on the bus.
Well, I know, but we took the bus home, but
to
I had to get
school,
from the
yeah.
school to the
Right,
house.
that's right, yeah.
At 7 a.m. or whatever after being up for
Oh,
24 hours.
all night.
And-
yeah.
And there's always shenanigans on the island,
Oh, yeah.
Tom Sawyer's Island.
You mean
There
Makeout
was always
Island?
people, yeah, there was always people trying to do things and then you had like kids from different high schools trying to like purposely hook up with kids from other high schools that they didn't know.
Right. Like, I'll never see you again.
They're-
So,
Yeah, so it's like, it's kind of like its own little Love Island.
yeah.
It's all romance,
Well,
high school romance.
And I did see that they're bringing Videopolis back for like a special
Okay.
2-night thing sometime this month
Great.
over at
Perfect.
Tomorrowland Terrace because the Videopolis
Mhm.
arena is gone. And guess who's hosting it? Guess who's DJing?
Is it Richard Blade?
It is Richard Blade.
He is living his best
He
life
is,
ever.
As doing what
There-
he's done for how many years?
So I think it was about 10 years ago. So there's little like concession stands on the state beaches here in Huntington Beach, and there was a local restaurateur who kind of bought one over and then also got a beer and wine license for it to like try this whole thing out. Now she has all 6 of them, and it's very popular. And the first year of this one, the first one, they had like different bands and different things, and Richard Blade did a Friday night one, and it was like $10 for a ticket. You didn't really need to get a ticket because you could still sit like
Right.
on the outside of it, but like it was a new thing and everybody went. And I tell you, like 70% of the people that were there were from my neighborhood, and I knew them all. And like it was not planned. We were just all like, yeah, Richard Blade, hell yeah, we're all going, and it was so much fun. Oh,
fun.
it was so fun. It was awesome. Everything he's just so upbeat and fun, and he's
Well, and
I
it
love him.
reminds you of a time when you were young and, that was
Yes, it
like our high
does.
school heyday. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it was.
yep, the old
Yes, it
K-Rock
was.
days. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I thought that was cute. Now, I remember being at Disneyland and seeing couples in wedding attire taking photos at I think it's like Snow White's gazebo or whatever over next to the castle. There's like a little wishing well.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
wishing
yeah.
well.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And they would take pictures and then you wouldn't see them again. Well, now Disney has turned weddings into a whole little side hustle. And they have whole packages now. And recently I saw, starting July, was it last year or this year? I can't remember. you can have your wedding in front of the Haunted Mansion. So we're catering to
Oh, yeah, it's
the
a
freak
whole,
show
yeah,
now.
it's a whole,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
whole
it's a
thing.
whole thing. Yeah, 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 it's a
Yeah.
whole thing.
So I
Yeah,
don't know. You got to
it's
be
a whole
really
thing.
into Disney to want the Disney wedding. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, I get it. You know.
I also like one of the big things when we were children was the wonderful world of Disney, which was every Sunday night
Yep.
at 7 or 8 o'clock was a specific Disney movie. Like that was the only way you could see a Disney movie was Sunday night on your
Right.
television with commercials. And I did a little 8 seconds of research on just like Disney movies. Um, Snow White was the first one from 1937. And then you think about it, and I'm like, that's not like advanced, but like for 1937,
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty impressive.
The animation.
Um,
Yep.
yeah. And then just kind of generally scrolling through, I had a page that listed everything. Now, granted, it's all movies that Disney owns, not just Disney movies,
Right.
because they own DreamWorks and Pixar and Marvel and all the other things. There was a list of 837 movies.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was just gonna like print it to like highlight a
No.
couple and talk about it. I'm like, it's 72 pages. I can't print this.
You'd have to
837 movies. It's too
concatenate
many.
that into a spreadsheet.
I would have to. I would have to do that.
Um,
But like I remember the Apple Dumpling Gang
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
I forgot that's a Disney movie. I loved that. And the what's the twins that could talk to each other that were boy and girl brother and the mountain.
Escape from Witch Mountain.
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
They're just you forget that how much of the world they own.
Well, now recently I had the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang came up, and I could have sworn that was a Disney movie,
good
and
one.
it wasn't.
I don't think it is.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, that's one of those
That
Mandela
was so
effects,
good.
where you're like, oh yeah, Disney
Yeah.
made that. No, they didn't, because Dick Van
Well, you
Dyke
think
was in
because
it.
yeah, I was gonna say
wouldn't
you would
of
think
him
because
as Mary Poppins. So
he's the Disney
yeah,
guy. Yeah.
So
I used to have like a Matchbox car that was a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and you push the button and the wings
Yep.
would come out, and then the
Mhm.
bottom of it looked like a boat.
yeah.
What a great movie! I loved that movie.
Yeah, yeah. I took a
Chitty
look
Chitty
at some
Bang
of the
Bang, Chitty Chitty
Disney
Bang
history
Bang,
over the
Bang.
years and kind of the, um, oops, where am I here? Stupid phone. Um, all the different Disney stuff. So I mentioned the Disney weddings. However, you are not allowed to stage a proposal in the park. They don't allow that because it will cause crowds to gather, and they don't want, it's all about crowd control there. They don't want some
So you
real
couldn't
crowd
just
gathering.
like
You could do it on a
like
ride, do it on a ride. Oh, he
you
proposed
couldn't
to me
just
on
stop
whatever.
and say
Yeah,
you stop and say, "Will you marry me?" and then yes, and then move on. Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to stop that?
exactly. But I think
I
they're,
get staged, yes.
they're
but
trying to
if you're just
avoid,
going to do
like,
it real quick.
and especially now with social media and influencers and stuff, people are all
Oh
about,
yeah.
I got to go viral with this. Um, uh, guess how much admission was on day one?
Oh God, like $20,
$1.
$1.
$1.
Let's not talk. I wrote down what it is now. There's like it's like surge pricing
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Apparently, there's a
Yeah,
range.
dynamic pricing. So the
Yeah,
last time I
yeah.
went, I think I told this story already about the people in line for the Haunted Mansion and what a freak show that was. But I went for a friend's 30th birthday, and the park seems a lot smaller as you get
Of
older.
course.
Um, it was the first time I'd been to California Adventure. So that was kind of fun because they serve booze over there, which Disney has traditionally not done. And just some different kind of updated things. But, the old park, I had to go on the Jungle Cruise ride for old time's sake.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah,
It was awful.
that's on my list.
It was
It's
awful. I'm like,
awful.
you know what? I don't need
They're
to do
not
this again. I don't need to do it
they're
again.
not allowed to take liberties like they used to.
Should we tell the story?
And well, there's that story, and then there's the Johnny Walker story.
Yes.
Johnny Walker, what a great name.
Yeah.
Super personality. I went to Cal State Fullerton, and so there were a bunch of people that worked at Disney from Cal State Fullerton, and we all went. I don't know if we like not snuck in, or if we were like escorted in by employees, or if we actually paid to
Yeah,
go. I
like
don't
I
even know
think
how we got into the book.
they have a certain number of passes that they're allowed to use, I think, for family
They
and friends.
do.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
he probably just used those and they just
I,
check it
I
off
don't
your
remember.
account or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but there were like six or eight of us. So
Yeah.
we may, I don't know. And there may have been a whole like Cal State Fullerton night or so. I don't even know. But because we're in college, why would we go to Disneyland? But Johnny Walker was working, so we went. Oh, and it just, he, at that point you were allowed to, and then it was all like people he knew, and then maybe a couple of extra people. So it was it was it was hilarious, and we had so much fun, and now it's just a canned, there
Yeah.
is no freedom of anything anymore to
Well,
improvise, because some people improvise a little too
yeah,
much
they
and
have to keep when you
offend
have
people.
that many people, you have to keep control. So the Jungle Cruise ride, we were there with some friends and it was the end
Who
of the
may or
night.
may not.
And we said we got to get on the Jungle Cruise ride before we leave. So it was the last boat out, I'm pretty sure. We were on the last boat.
I think so.
And it was us and I think maybe some foreign tourists. I know they didn't speak English. Were they German or um I forget where they were from. And we kind of took over that ride. You were sitting in the captain's seat and you just grabbed his hat and put it on.
Yeah,
You're
I
spinning
did.
around on the seat and the guy was like, "All right, well, you know
he
what?"
has lost he has
He
lost all
lost all
control.
control of the boat, and the tourists were just laughing. And we knew the ride by heart, and we're like, "Oh my, what an
Oh my,
adventure!
what an adventure.
Oh my, what an adventure!" Because that was their little tagline.
That was the attack, yeah.
And
Oh.
so that was a pretty memorable moment. I think the guy was just like, "Look at, you know what? I I give
I'm not even gonna fight it at
I give
this
up. This is
point.
the last." He was just laughing like, "Okay, can't make this stuff
That
up."
was that
So
was back when you could do those
you could do
things.
those things. Now, no,
Yes.
it's pretty
No.
pretty sterilized.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the last time I went, Becca was about 3 or 4, like for her birthday, and my nephew Joe was still working there, so he was able to escort us in, which was super nice. I didn't have to pay for it. But we had scheduled, they have I don't know the name of it, but Ariel's Grotto,
mhm.
and they do this whole princess lunch where
Oh yeah,
it's very timed and it's very structured, but like perfect if, and at the time she was, 3,
yeah,
obsessed with the princesses, and you sit at the table and you order lunch, mediocre, but, and then the princesses walk by. There's like 4 or 5 of them that walk by, and they stop at each table and they say hello and they shake your hand with you. So you're guaranteed to
right.
spend,
See a
5
princess and
seconds
yeah,
with 4 to 5 princesses. And it's adorable if you have, tiny humans that love princesses, because they're just the shock and awe and amazement that they're all there and they're here to see me and
yeah,
celebrate my birthday, and it's so adorable.
yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't have to pay to get in,
Oh
because I
yeah.
think at the time they were still $100 to get in the door.
Well, that's like for my friend's birthday when we went, we had breakfast over at the hotel at Goofy's Kitchen, and they do breakfast with the
Mm-hmm.
characters. So now,
Yes.
I gotta say, I have never seen more batshit weird stuff on a breakfast buffet. They had like a peanut butter and jelly pizza. They had just all kinds of weird stuff, and I'm like, all right. And so we're sitting there, and the characters start coming out, and she's got the button on that says "I'm celebrating," and they come over, and here comes the fairy godmother. And I'm like, oh, I haven't been to Disneyland in about 20 years, and she's like, doesn't the park seem small? And she walks away, and I'm like, did she just break character? I could get her ass fired. So,
Oh,
yeah. And back then, I
well,
thought, wow, $30 for a breakfast buffet? That's expensive. It's probably 60 now.
at least.
Yeah.
And I like the princesses is a little bit, it's because they're actual people and not like in a
Right.
full costume, so they can interact and they
Right.
can talk, which is super nice. And like as Rebecca was growing up, I'm like, look, if you want a part-time gig, like you could be Alice in Wonderland because you have the long blonde hair and the blue eyes. Like, you wouldn't even have to, like, you look like her enough that you could do it.
Yeah.
The whole process, though, to interview to become
Right.
a character is crazy because my nephew who worked there, he, I think, did not get a character job. He had to interview for it like 3 times before he actually got it because you have to like become whatever that
Right.
character was. And so and it's not right. Like if you're in a full costume, he eventually was Buzz Lightyear. You're not talking, but
Right. You have to be
you have to
animated.
learn whatever the dance moves and
Right.
the animation, and you have to like encompass that. And
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I remember at Marineland the process to be a costume character. It was all wannabe actors that were doing it,
Yes,
you know.
a lot of
So
them.
yeah,
Yes.
but so hey, here's a little tidbit. Michelle Pfeiffer was a Alice in Wonderland at one point.
I can
I
see
read
that. That
yeah.
tracks. That tracks.
I found some interesting trivia. The strangest shop ever at the park on Main Street. There was a bra shop.
Huh.
Yep, from 1955 to 56, because they used to allow like outside companies to like
Vendors.
lease a
Yeah.
space. Okay, so they had
Got
that
it.
kind of agreement. And it was Hollywood Maxwell's Brassiere Company from 55 to 56 on freaking Main Street. That would have been fun. Get yourself a Mickey bra.
I'm sure
we
you
remember
can.
we remember the ABCDE tickets. That's where the term e-ticket ride comes from
Yep.
because
That was I was going to explain to the children
yeah,
what an
explain.
e-ticket means because that's my what you
Oh,
talking about,
all right.
Willis?
Well, I just blew that for
Well,
you.
that's all right. I got a couple other things on there too. It's not a big deal.
Let me see. I had some other interesting ones.
We when I was married, and my at the time husband had a customer who was one of those like super into Disney crazy Disney everything, and they all are very friends with each other. So they knew somebody who was actually a Club 33 member.
Yeah.
Club 33 is the private restaurant that is above the Pirates of the Caribbean that you can only get into as a member, and the food is very, very good. And the whole process, like you have to dress a certain way. The whole process is crazy. Like if you're walking around, there's just a door with no handle that has like this little thing, and like it's a secret knock or push the button, and then they like peek through and like, what's the
Yeah.
password? And then you come. It's a whole thing. And so we actually got to go, which was delightful. Like the food is a little expensive but it's fancy, and it's like, cloth and silverware
Yeah.
and fine china. And it's one of those things that like not everybody can do. So it's kind of cool when you get the opportunity, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a nice restaurant.
Yeah, my mom went there
And,
with
they
her
actually,
work
they
people.
serve alcohol at the Club 33.
Oh, I'm sure they
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Yeah, she went as part of
Yeah,
some
it's
like
the only
HR,
place in the land.
some kind of thank you or something that they got to go there. You rarely see Disneyland in movies. There's only like a handful of movies where they've actually shot at the park.
Well, it's probably just the rights part
Yeah.
of it, and the contract is probably crazy.
They don't sell gum at the park. Walt Disney hated gum. Plus it gets all over the place.
Well, obvious reasons. Yeah.
Let's see. Everybody knows about the cats.
I will say, yeah,
They have
I
cats that
will
just
say
live in the park.
my favorite food item is the churro. There is nothing like when they're fresh and hot, and they wheel those little wagons out of churros. Their churros were the best, and then of course the Dole Whip. Love that, and the Tiki
Speaking
Room.
of food, yep, the Dorito was invented at Disneyland.
Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, the little Mexican restaurant over there next to Big Thunder. I think that's where, well, if it's still in the
Yeah.
same place, but there was a Mexican restaurant and they needed to figure
Yeah.
out what can we do with all of the leftover tortillas. So they start frying them up,
Okay.
selling them, seasoning them up and selling them, and that's how Doritos were born. Pretty fascinating.
Okay.
Um,
I mean,
I think this is true for me, but they said that the Pirates of the Caribbean is probably the most popular ride at Disneyland. I'd
that's
have
my
to agree.
favorite.
I do like it. Now, they do not allow people to spread cremated ashes anywhere in the park, but people still try to do it, especially on the pirate ride, especially in the haunted house. The other thing that people are doing on the pirate ride is they're bringing little bottles and collecting the water because the water has a certain smell that is
Do
unique
you
to
think
the pirate ride. It's
your little tiny
bromine.
bottle is?
It's bromine, people. You can buy it at the spa store and whip it up yourself. But yeah, they
But it's not the
it's
same.
not the same. And there was another one of these. I went down a rabbit hole of Disney conspiracy theories as well. And there's one that says that when the pirate ride was built, they contacted some medical center in LA and got real skeletons to use in the
Mm-mm.
ride. I'm like, I don't
I don't
think
believe that.
so. And that
I don't
legend
believe
has
that.
it that there's still a real skull somewhere on the ride. Like over the years, they've taken out the, real bones and put in fake ones.
Sure.
And it's supposedly the pirate that's laying in the bed with all the jewels and stuff around him,
Yeah.
that there's a skull on the headboard behind him, and that's a real skull. Sure.
Okay. There's I think 2 or 3. It's a series of books that are like that have all the like Disneyland secrets, like
Yeah.
all the tunnels and like the like mouse ears are placed here, here, and here
Right.
that you can't like and just all the little Disney secrets, and the feral cats is in that. And my brother-in-law does security related things, and he knew the head of security at one point at Disneyland, and he got to go on the tunnel tour and said it was pretty cool that it's just a lot easier to navigate from one end of the park to the other,
Yeah.
just going underneath.
Well,
And there are cameras and
oh yeah.
everywhere at Disneyland.
My brother's had a teacher in high school that was his summer gig. Was he worked security
Nice.
at Disneyland, specifically Tom Sawyer's Island, and he would tell them, every tree, every bush, every pathway is numbered. So we've got tabs on everybody at all times. So don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, there's not a lot of opportunity to fuck around
No.
at Disneyland.
So not such a small world after all. I came across this, and this kind of made me laugh, but if you think about it, it's kind of true. So they did a major renovation of the Small World ride, which I like to call a ghetto arts and crafts project, back in like 2008.
Yeah.
And part of the remodel, which Disney never admitted, was redoing the weight capacity on the boats because of America's obesity problem. And apparently when that ride was built, it was built for a 175-pound man and a 135-pound woman average. I don't
that
remember the
doesn't
last time it
exist
was
too much anymore.
135. So, yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, yeah, of course they're not going to admit that, but safety, people. Yeah, a lot of like,
I just living in Orange County, like we get the whatever happens to be happening at the time, and there are 2 not so happy pleasantries that are a little bit more frequent than one would think. The new fights breaking out at Disneyland between adults.
yeah,
Right, like cutting in line or cutting people off, or what that seems to be a little bit more prevalent now than it has ever been. And then sadly, the people that are taking their own lives in the parking lot seems to be another,
yeah.
which the irony in
Well,
that is a little
and
fun.
Disney is really good at. I read an article one time about deaths at Disneyland, and you kind of hear about them happening and then you don't hear about them. Disney is really
Mm-hmm.
good about, as soon as there's an incident, they dispatch a whole team of people
Mm-hmm.
that are, watching and listening to everything people are doing and saying. So, because there's,
Mm-hmm.
they're a target for lawsuits, and somebody could stage something. And so they are very good at kind of getting on top of incidents like that and taking care of them, I guess you could say, whichever way it goes. Because, yeah, there have been accidents. There
Yeah.
have been people that have, you
Yeah.
know, died in the park.
It also helps that there is a no-fly zone around a very large portion of it, so there's no ability to really like extra spot. Like you can't. There's no like if anybody tries to do it, it's immediately like
Hmm.
shut down. I love a car chase, and when the car chase gets into Disneyland territory, I get sad because the airplane has to fly around
Yeah,
and they
you don't
can't
get good
get the
coverage.
helicopters are filled. The helicopters are filled. You can't get it, and they've got their own fire department and their own police department, and because they are basically Anaheim,
Uh-huh.
they get really high priorities over a lot of things, which helps. I think I recall a story when we were much younger about somebody climbing the Matterhorn and falling off and dying.
Mm.
They used to have people
They used
that
to have
would go climb
climbers
the
in
Matterhorn.
costumes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I think I recall one passing away, but I don't know if that's real.
I don't
It could
remember
just
that,
be
but I
a
do
fake
remember
memory.
when we first moved to California, we had heard about that. I don't know what it is now. I think they rent it out for private parties or something, but it was called America Sings, and it was that round
Oh
building in
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Tomorrowland,
yeah.
and it would like
Yep.
rotate.
You just sit there, yeah,
Yeah.
and you just
And it
little
would rotate and the
animated.
little animated scenes would come up. An employee had gotten caught in between the rotating walls and was killed. I remember hearing that
I
story.
remember that one.
And then I remember one of those big ships, like the Columbia or whatever, the big sailing ship that goes around the island. The the rope was not disconnected from the cleat all the way, and as the ship
Yep.
pulled away, it
Yep.
disengaged the
Yep.
cleat and it nailed some lady in the head and killed her. Um, those are the only ones I remember, but I'm sure there's
I
been plenty of others. But
Googled. I just asked if somebody died off of the Matterhorn, and it just said that somebody was thrown from their seat. But I don't know. I don't
okay,
know. We'll see.
yeah, they've changed that
Didn't
ride.
wasn't there?
It's
Yeah, wasn't there a famous Tinkerbell too?
um, I don't remember. I looked
Like a
at.
movie star did famous Tinkerbell.
I don't remember, but there was a couple different names, but some of them I didn't even recognize them. I don't even know who that is. Um, but yeah, it just was. I mean, it was fun. We had our fun there, but now to go and it's too crowded. I would only go if it were like a private event type of thing. I remember
I don't even know if I'd do that.
back in the early '90s, back when we used to listen to Mark and Brian.
Oh yeah,
Disney
yeah.
was
Hootie Hoo.
Hootie Hoo. Disney
Disney.
had
They
just
own Kayla West.
started, not Fantasia. It sounds like Phantasmic. Remember
Yes.
Phantasmic? It was
Yeah.
like a
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
laser
The
light
light
show
show.
over
Laser
the
light show
over the
and
rivers of America, like in front of
yeah.
the island. And
Yeah.
they were having a special like sneak preview for
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, okay, and I just happened to be listening to the radio when they announced it, and they're like, send in a request for tickets, and you had to mail it in, and they mailed it back to you. I know, back in the day. So we got tickets and we went, and so it was after hours, and only certain rides in certain areas of the park, they kind of
Right.
kept you corralled into one little area, but it was all free. It was all completely free, all the
That's
food,
nice.
all the swag, all the rides. So that was kind of fun. But
Yeah, when I looked up the pricing, it ranges between $104 and $224 for just a single day ticket.
ah,
So let's say on the off chance you were planning your day on the 104 and you have a family of four, right? And
mm-hmm.
then you're parking. So that's almost $500 right there before you even walk
Oh
through
yeah.
the gates.
Oh yeah.
That's Banana Lands.
It's crazy.
And then, right, they have that little downtown Disney area, which is kind of nice if you've got like a restaurant or you want to go. You can get some Disney related things from the park that you can't get elsewhere without having to go into the
Right.
park.
Right.
But trying to get there, right? Like you've got to park in the big structure and you have to, like you got to pad on 20 minutes before and after whatever your visit is, and it's $10 for the first hour to park for downtown Disney, and then you have to get a validation and stamp proving that you bought something or were
Oh
there. I don't.
God. Now I do have to say that I had some of the best carnitas I've ever had in downtown Disney at the
Okay.
Mexican restaurant there. They were really
Yeah.
good. And I thought,
Yeah.
oh, it's going to be,
They
park food.
just added Porto's, which is the Cuban bakery that's very popular these days. It's fine, but like every Porto's is packed. Like that's not
Yeah.
not an ideal location
Yeah.
for something like that. But
Yeah.
I just avoid the area altogether.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I read something interesting about Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Now that is one of the original rides of the park.
It is.
And
It is.
it's based on the Wind in the Willows story,
Okay.
which I never read, but I know it was
Never
it was
heard of-
very similar
yeah.
to like Winnie the Pooh-ish. It had like little
Pooh,
forest
yeah.
friends. I think there was a frog and a bunny and maybe something else. But
There's probably a toad.
toad, yeah, frog. And so, but the end of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, where you go to hell and the room's all hot
Yes.
and there's devils
Yes.
and things, that was never a part of the Wind in the Willows story. So it's like, where did that come from? Why? Why do we need that?
I don't know.
And hey, we're
I
in
don't
Disneyland.
know.
We're going to hell.
Sure.
I mean,
There's probably a lot of liberties you could take with metaphoric analogies that people could go one way or the other about all things Disney.
yeah,
What's the one the storybook, right, where you're in the boat going into the
whale's mouth.
into the whale's
Yeah.
mouth?
yeah.
That's pleasant.
I know. You used to be able to fish in the rivers of America. They loaded it
Oh
with
yeah, I
catfish.
do remember that.
Now,
Yeah,
what are you
yeah,
going
I
to do with that
remember that.
fish if you catch it? The hell are you going to carry that thing around all day?
I feel like maybe they had like quote unquote fishermen, like you could go in just for that.
Yeah.
Like you didn't like in
Oh, and
they-
okay.
I don't know.
As opposed to
like
just,
like they right, like hey, I want to be the fisherman for the day. Can I go in? Like I'm not really coming to the park. I just want to go fish. And,
Right.
like I feel like that was a thing. Like you
Huh.
weren't a character, but you could be like a fisherman.
right.
And that
Right.
was but I don't know. Or maybe I'm just making that up right now.
You could be.
Yeah.
The submarine ride. There used to be live mermaids.
Yes, I do remember
Yep,
that.
would swim around and they would sun themselves. And I guess they stopped that when someone tried to jump in to meet the mermaids. Somebody's always got to ruin it for everybody, don't they? Let's
There's
see.
always something.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some crazy ass theories that I saw. Okay, I think we've all kind of heard of the Walt Disney frozen head story,
Yep.
which is totally
Yep.
not true. Like, why? I mean, and why? And it's supposedly stored under the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Okay.
Yes.
In the vault tunnel. Speaking of people that die at the park, there's a conspiracy that there's a no death policy, that they will not pronounce anyone dead until they've reached the hospital. They won't admit that they died in the park. Technicality.
Now, Not that I am an expert, but because I watch a lot of crime shows.
Yeah.
The reason probably why they do that is because once somebody is declared like dead, they have to wait for the coroner,
Right.
which can take a long time, and you have to preserve the scene and you have to cordon it off. But if you can show any little blip sign of life, you can transport them.
Right.
So everywhere, not just Disneyland, they want to try and do that,
Right.
because of the. But I mean, there's got to be probably one where you just couldn't, like you had to.
Right. Right.
I would imagine they get probably a pretty good priority if Disney calls the coroner's office. They've got whoever's on call drops everything.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, they probably have, well, I'm sure they have their own medical staff because, you know, I mean, when you're dealing with that many people, you're going to have heat exhaustion, heart attacks, people
Well,
with
yeah.
other conditions,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
that are having a problem
Yeah, but only-
regardless.
But only the coroner can do
Right.
a death.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, unless
so-
they can like do a temporary
So technically-
deputization of something. I don't know.
Technically, you can say they didn't die at the park. They sustained injuries, which later led to their
right.
death at the blah, blah, blah hospital. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, because that's where they're technically declared dead. Tales suggest the It's a Small World dolls come to life at night.
Yes. I have heard that one. They do, I'm sure. I'm sure the animatron wooden dolls
Yeah.
run rampant.
And there's a protective dome over the park that controls weather and safety.
Okay.
It does rain there, you know?
It does.
So, I mean, yeah.
The amount of employees once the park closes is crazy when they talk about all of the like just maintenance staff
Oh,
and
yeah.
landscaping and cleaning and
Oh, yeah.
like it's just they talk the one of the books talks about like the transition from park closing to park opening and all of the things that happen, and
Yeah, the whole
it's a
process.
lot. Like the
yeah.
place is
Yep.
yeah, the place is pretty well manicured
Yeah.
all the time.
No, I gotta say that when I went to California Adventure for the first time, the roller coaster, I don't even know what it's called, but you know, I was with my girlfriend who she had been there before, so she knew all the rides. Well, no one told me that you start off blasting up a hill. We're sitting there and I'm like waiting for the chink, 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 chink. And she looks at me, she's like, "Are you ready?" I'm
You
like,
don't
"For
chink, chink
what?"
anymore.
And I'm like, and I do like the Radiator Springs ride or whatever it's called, Cars. That's kind of fun too. But
We walked through California Adventure when I took Becca. Like, we didn't go on anything. I mean, we were only there for a few hours, like, 5 or 6 hours. She was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like, we can't stay the whole day. So I've never, like, officially been on any rides or been to California
Yeah.
Adventure. Like I said, we just walked through. I'm okay if I never go. I'll be all right.
I mean, it's a lot of. They had at least a couple of these rides where you're interactive. You have like a little squirt gun type of thing, and you're shooting a video screen,
yeah.
and you're trying to score, however many points, whatever. They had a couple of those. We were walking along, and I see a little stand that's selling soft pretzels, and I love a soft pretzel, and beer.
Love a
I'm
soft
like,
pretzel.
I'm sorry, am I seeing
Yep.
this correctly?
California Adventure. Uh-huh.
So that was exciting and new to see that in
Beer
the
and
park.
wine.
Yep. And it's
Yeah.
like they did a nice job with it. But yeah, a lot of the stuff, even the people we were with, they were like, "Oh, that's new. That's different. They've already changed that." I'm like, and this was not long after it had opened.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, they've already changed some stuff out, but a lot of
It's
sit
constant.
and ride and look around type of rides. Not a lot of, and that Tower of Terror, that seemed like kind of a waste to me. Like they really went all out on the Twilight Zone theme, and then you actually get on the ride and you're like, okay, there was a lot of decoration with no purpose on that that ride. But I don't know what it is now. I know they changed it, but
I don't either.
yeah. So that was exciting. I did it. I don't need to do it again.
I just hope that if my children ever have children, they don't want grandma to take her to Disneyland because I don't want to go. No
No,
offense. I don't want to go
no.
ever.
Grandma, well, I'd love to hear all about it when you get home. How's that?
Just the thought of it just
It's just it's crowds. I mean, and now it's the walking. I can't walk all day like that. I would need a scooter or something.
a scoot. That'd be
And it's
great.
like I don't know how people did it. You see all these old people there. You're like, what the hell? Maybe they just like hit too. That's why they all are sitting at the Carnation Corner because that's all they can do, listening to the Dixieland band. Now, I will
Oh,
say they do get some pretty good entertainment there at the park, and so the saloon over there in Frontierland, the Golden Horseshoe Review,
mm-hmm.
is the oldest
Mm-hmm.
running show in the entire country. That show
Wow.
they do there. Now, we were there one day, and it was we needed a rest. I'm like, I need to sit for a little bit inside and
I
eat
need a
something.
break.
Give me a break. So we went in there, and Billy and the Hillbillies was about to start. And I'm like, whatever. They were freaking hilarious. They're funny. It's a little three-piece guy on a violin, guy on I think a stand-up bass and maybe a banjo. I don't
Banjo.
know. And they were telling jokes, they're playing songs, they're being goofy. It was, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. So,
It's probably not quite the same, and it's probably not called Billy and the Hillbillies. It's probably called something
yeah.
else, is my imagination.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had the Big Thunder Carnival or something in that there was that empty lot next to Big Thunder Mountain where they'd have
Mm-hmm.
like a barbecue or they'd do some kind of
Mm-hmm.
seasonal event. Well, we were
Yeah.
there in the fall and it was supposed to be like an old time country fair type of carnival where they had like a fortune teller tent and they were selling like cotton candy and they had like the arcade games and they had a stage and I'm like, oh, it's Billy and the Hillbillies. We gotta watch this. No, I'm like, no, we're watching it.
You're like, you don't understand. Trust.
Yeah,
Trust.
they're funny. They were good. um yeah, I mean, we would hit all the big rides first. We kind of had our own little system.
Oh yeah, you gotta run to the big rides first.
Never was into watching a lot of shows. I
Nope.
think I did
Didn't care about the
the
parade.
tiki room once, and that was
Yeah,
enough.
that's like when it's August and it's 900 degrees
Yeah,
out. That's when you go to the tiki room because it's the only place that's like air
air conditioned.
conditioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like we would never watch, yeah, the parade, maybe because you were stuck. You were trying to get from one part of the park to the other and you had to stop for the parade.
We loved it when the parade came because then the ride lines all went down.
Right.
So we just would like, okay, we'll meet you back here, and off we went.
The electrical light parade, always
Oh
a
yeah, I
crowd
remember that.
pleaser. Um,
Yeah.
that was always fun. And then the fireworks, they did have good fireworks. So you got to
Yeah,
say,
I can if I think if I went on the roof, I could see the fireworks
uh-huh,
from here, but always like every now and then I hear them every night. So
yeah,
like sometimes you're like, "Ooh, what's like is something going on?" Like cuz there's that boom 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 boom
yep,
boom. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, "Oh, it's Disneyland."
right. It's
Um
fireworks.
it's either that or it's the Seal Beach Naval Weapons is
Mm-hmm.
doing some sort of demos. We hear a lot of
Yeah,
loud
a lot of
boomings.
boom booms.
But yeah,
Um,
that's when I know what time it is.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Southern California, we didn't just have Disneyland. We had Knott's Berry Farm, we had Universal Studios, we had
Yeah.
Magic Mountain. I mean, we had a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
theme parks to choose from. Um, but if I were to go anywhere again, it would be Knott's Berry Farm. I think I liked that better than Disneyland. They had more rides geared towards older kids and adults.
Well, then you have the whole Camp Snoopy as its own
Yeah,
little
but
like
it
you
keeps
could
the
avoid that
kids
whole thing if you didn't.
keeps the
Yeah,
kids over
it gives
there.
them their own little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now Disneyland has the whole Star Wars thing, and I think do they have Marvel now? Is that part of their
I
franchise?
don't. Well, it's part of their franchise, but I don't know what they have at the
They
park.
have some kind of
I don't
Marvel
keep
meet
up.
and greet or something
I'm
I
sure they
saw.
do.
When I was there, they had Jedi School at the Tomorrowland Terrace. I'm like, this used to be the rockin', you know, dance
Rocking
area, and you're
ships.
doing
Yeah.
Jedi? I don't know. They got to try everything, see what sticks. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep up with the times, man.
Yeah.
People's interests change
So I know there's way more we probably could have talked about, but
so much.
but
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, with
it's
837 movies,
a
probably.
lot. That's a lot. What's your favorite Disney movie?
Um, that's I mean, when I was little, it was all of them. I don't know. I don't think I have I don't think I could pick a
Yeah.
favorite.
I do like Alice in Wonderland, and I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen a lot
loved
of
Alice.
them, but I did like the original Toy
Yeah.
Story. That was cute.
Yeah, I
Um,
loved Up.
but I haven't seen a lot of them. Just
I haven't either.
and people.
My kids' favorites, Becca's favorite was Monsters Inc. because her voice sounded like the little girls in
Uh
it,
huh.
and then we'd put her hair up in a ponytail and make her say Mike Wazowski. It was like she was. It was like being at home.
Yeah.
And then Zach's favorite was The Lion King,
Hmm.
but like the beginning where they do the music and they hold the baby lion up, that music sound like he didn't like that,
Hmm.
so he would run into the other room, and then as soon as that was over,
He'd
he'd
come
run
back.
back out to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's all I got on the Disney. So I ruined your what you're talking about, Willis.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
With
there's
the e-tickets. I mean, you can
like
give us a little quick and dirty. I mean, we
yeah,
kind of just
but
mentioned
they
it.
did. Yeah, but I mean they break down everything, right? So Disneyland is DL, Disneyland Resort is DLR, a magic key holder MKH. Like, right, they just get code, break everything down code. The e-ticket. So when back in the day, when we went to Disneyland, you didn't pay one price and you just got to go on everything. You would pay the price to get in, and then you'd buy a little book of tickets. And tickets were A, B, C, D, E. And each ride was a different ticket. So, like, a not so great ride was an A ticket. So you'd give an A ticket. And then the E ticket rides were the best rides. And so when anybody has an experience that was like the best, or like you're trying to explain to somebody that it's going to be really worth it, you would reference it as it's an e-ticket
Mhm.
thing. So that's where the phrase e-ticket
Yeah.
XYZ comes in.
Like Space Mountain was an
I don't
e-ticket.
yeah. I don't know how many people actually use that phrase anymore. I really haven't
Our
heard an
generation
e-ticket experience. Yeah.
understands it.
But even
yeah.
we understand it, but we don't use it because it's been so unapplicable for so
Right.
long.
Right.
But let's bring it back.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So that's what I have.
my what you talking about, Willis, which isn't really a what you talking about, but it came up and it just tickled me. So it came up on the Tickety Talks. They asked Russian teens, "What's something you'll find in every U.S. home, American home?" And the list was actually pretty funny. A rocket, slippers and baby
Okay.
oil.
Diddy.
KP Diddy. Probably a gun or something illegal.
Guns aren't illegal.
Laundry detergent.
Fair.
Pancakes and orange juice. You know, what they usually eat for breakfast. A flag, French fries, and nuggets. Peanut butter and a big stock of sweets. I mean, that's pretty much true. A sink separate from the main kitchen area. Okay.
Okay.
A fireplace and a creepy attic staircase.
Okay.
Lots of Coca-Cola in the fridge. Those cool double-door refrigerators that open both ways and make ice water.
Okay. Yeah.
An American flag, a microwave, and a shotgun. And a couple of burgers in the fridge, Coca-Cola, and a can of beer. And a gun, hot dogs, and burgers. So apparently we're all about our guns, our hot dogs, and our hamburgers.
I mean,
it's
that's a pretty America kind
not
of a.
that far off, but you know.
I would like to hear the answer for the other, to question the teenagers in America
Right.
what they think is in every home in Russia.
Yeah, fear.
Candles, no lights, no electricity, cement,
Knock off Levi's.
cigarettes and vodka.
Exactly. I got one more parting thought. All right. Fucking People magazine. I don't think, I think they're just bored. They just,
Probably.
okay. So last week, Christina Applegate was on the cover telling her story. Okay, fine. You have a book out?
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, you're interesting. This week, fucking Valerie Bertinelli. Again? What? She's got nothing new to say. Nothing. I'm 65 and I'm loving my life, and oh, Eddie's gone, and I'm Wolfie's mom, and oh, here's all my Hollywood and husbands, and blah, 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 blah. Who cares, Valerie Bertinelli? Go away. You're not relevant anymore. You're not new.
Must
Boring.
be a slow
Boring.
news week.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a slow news week.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right, that's all I got. Everybody adjust to your times.
Yeah,
change the clocks on the things that don't automatically change.
Watch
I have
out
two
for
things
quicksand.
in the house that don't automatically. Watch out for quicksand.
And
write your congressman if you want to get this whole change the clock thing over, I guess.
stick some Disney ears on your car and you're good to go.
Sure.
All right.
Get a pretzel or a churro.
Yep. Or Doritos.
Or Doritos. Or some Dole Whip.
Yep. Dole Whip. Pineapple Whip.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace in the Middle East.